Well, hello world. Here it is again tonight. Snowing out tonight. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Turn it around this way. Yeah, pretty crazy. I don't know if you can see it, but anyways, um, yeah, I'm out here and I was watching a video with Danny Trejo, and he was talking about tattoo, his first tattoo, the Mexican lady with the sombrero on his chest, and that got me thinking about back to my tattoos and kind of my journey through the world, and so I was really into tattoos pretty early, um, just because I was really into the car culture. So, and it was kind of outlaw, and I had already read this book called Modern Neanderthals, and it was about all these guys doing these crazy things themselves, like splitting their tongue down a thing so they could be more like a snake, and just these crazy body morphations they would do to themselves. And I was like, some of the stuff was like, it would make me so much tougher if I had those things. If I had tattoos, that means I would be tough. And so that was me, like, oh yeah, I want tattoo, I want tattoo, I want tattoo. And I don't remember what it was. If I hadn't turned 18 yet, yeah, I think it was I hadn't turned 18 yet, and I think in New York at the time you had to be at least 18 to get a tattoo. So I don't think I had turned 18 yet. I think I know I wasn't 21 because I was in the military. 21, but anyways, so yeah, so I got a tattoo as soon as I could with my first wife, and I wasn't married to her. I eventually did marry her, but I wasn't married to her then. But and I forged my mom's signature on a release form, and basically it was. And I don't even think I spelled it right. I know I spelled her last name right, so it's okay. But anyways, so yeah, um, that's when I got my first tattoo, and I didn't get something like badass, like always really badass, like skulls or knives or flames or something like that. I got this really detailed, really expensive piece of art of this. Is it? It was an old photograph of some Native American chieftain, and I think it's a famous one. I'm not really sure, and you could just see the intensity and it was like he was looking into your soul. And I got that tattoo on me back in '93, and it has a bunch of scars on it from being stabbed, but that's another story. Yeah, there's a bunch of scars in it. I got stabbed 11 times in the back once. It'd be funny. It wasn't supposedly from the bad guys. It was from the Marine Corps, but that's another story. And so yeah, I got that before I went into the military, and I was shredded. I didn't have a lick of fat on my body. I literally was like 140, maybe on a good day 150 pounds if I was really hydrated, which I never really was because I was always running and biking and just everything. I couldn't get enough, and I ate everything in sight. And so, yeah, when I went in the military, um, is when I was like, man, a lot of these guys have multiple tattoos already. And I was like, oh, I gotta step up my game. And through boot camp, you're not getting outside the gate, much less have enough time to get a tattoo, or anything like that. So no boot camp, prison type tattoos now. No time. Plus, everything's guarded while you sleep. There's always somebody on watch. Well, it used to be. I don't know if it's still like that. Yeah, it was easy then. Back then, for me, I can't imagine how easy it'd be now. I'd probably be able to pass it with ease at almost 50 years old. And I've had a lot of injuries. But anyway, so after that, I went down to Gulfport, Mississippi for my A school. And I couldn't afford, not with my drinking habit, I couldn't afford a tattoo, but I could afford to not drink a couple beers and get my tongue pierced. And no, I didn't get my tongue pierced. No, I didn't think of that until after I got my nipple pierced the second time. Anyway, see, I got my nipple pierced, and I was like, I was such a little, I'm going to say, I was such a bitch. Lord help me. I'm just saying, I almost passed out, and the guy that was doing it was in some sweaty bayou tattoo parlor piercing shop, and the guy took this pair of freaking tweezers, clamped on my nipple, which I didn't have very big nipples, and just rammed this huge catheter needle through it, and then bent this little thing with a ball on it. Anyways, so yeah, I'm bad. I got a nipple ring. I wanted to do both of them, but after the first one, no way I was going to do both of them. Are you fucking kidding me? And then try to do PT every day? That was the most painful thing. And then I got it ripped out probably like a year later in a fight. Yeah, because it got caught on my shirt. Man, I can't even believe it. Then I did it again. So then I'm up in Alaska. I get that ripped out. I'm on this little island in the middle of nowhere, and I'm not getting a tattoo. I'm thinking about tattoos all the time. Tattoos and Harley Davidsons and drinking. And I did a lot of drinking and a lot of fornicating, and then as soon as I got to California, I'm badass now. Like I've gone through some pretty crazy training and done some amazing things, saved lives and stuff, and I'm on top of the world, right? I'm gonna go get some military tattoo that says I'm badass. And I got a tattoo of a sun with a peace sign in the middle of it. Are you kidding me? So badass. You have no idea. Whew. Man, I'm still trying to be a hippie. Still buying into that. The government is just like, is against you. Everything the government does is bad. And then I'm part of the government. And I'm still fighting myself. Because inherently it's true. A lot of stuff we do in the military is we're blinded by our love for the freedoms of America, and we'll pretty much do anything. And a lot of us, when we come out of this war that we've been in forever, since basically the end of World War II, because Korea wasn't that long after that. And then Vietnam really wasn't that long after that. And then the Gulf War, which really wasn't a war. We just said, hey, Kuwait's oil is our oil, so don't mess with it. I probably shouldn't have said that. I don't know if that's true, but it sure seemed that way. And a lot of people got sick, and a lot of people knew why people were getting sick over there. They discounted it as there's no such thing as the Gulf War syndrome. And I don't know the doctor's name, but I did some high-end stonework for a doctor that was really did the investigation on that. But anyways, funny the things you see in your journey on a talk about tattoos. But anyways, yeah, and then that's my next tattoo. So I don't get any tattoos for a while, and because I got married and that was not good. And yeah, that was my brother. But hold on. So yeah, my brother, he went in. He was just playing his music like he normally did, walking home from work. On a cold winter night. Whew. Just like this fine, very fine, icy snow coming down, and it's not really windy, but it's coming down on a bit of an angle, so there is a little bit of a wind blowing. And yeah, so I didn't get a lot of tattoos for a while until sorry, got interrupted again. And then then I was in a real bad way with God, and not so much God, but the Catholic Church. I think that's what I had an issue with at the time. And not that I didn't really have issues with just the Catholic Church too, because I really didn't into my head, I didn't decipher Catholics and Christians as being any different, but they really are. But hey, that's not for me to talk about right now, and it's not really even a big issue. But what I do think is so my next tattoo was I had a buddy. I was down in Cuba. He ordered one of those. Tattoos are huge then. That's when all the tattoo cable shows were on, Miami Ink and all that stuff like that. Everybody wanted to be a tattoo artist. Every guy that could draw a little bit wanted to do it. And I like to draw, but I knew that I didn't like it that much. And it takes a lot to do tattoos well, and I appreciate the art. But I also know that there's a lot of people out there that have done and are still doing really bad tattoos. So it's one of those things. If you want something good, you're probably going to have to pay for it. And that used to be meaning you're going to pay for quality, not for just a brand name that used to be quality. Just saying. So, and then when I got home, I ended up getting married really fast, and my wife to be at the time said, "I'm not marrying you until you get that removed. And I was like, how am I going to get it removed? It takes a long time to remove tattoos. And very expensive. She's like, well, go get it covered up. No matter what. And I took that a little too literally and spent $800 to get it covered up. With what I thought was a really cool thing at the time was like a phoenix, giving up his false strength and crashing down into basically the crack of my ass. I called it my dumpster diver, and I still have it. I'm not completely proud of it, but it means something to me, and it covered up something that I really can never cover up. And I, to this day, even before I got that, said to myself, I'm never going to get a tattoo that somebody offers me for free. I said it before that, and I said it after. And because I've seen bad tattoos before and after I got tattoos, and before I really got into them. And I never really wanted them when I saw them when I was a kid, because most of the ones I saw were pretty lame, And I get American tradition is something some people like, but I think it looks kind of hackish. So, but I do understand that it is a difficult task to do the way it was intended to be done, or how it ended up being done for so long. Not so much intended to be done, just because we literally lacked sufficient knowledge compared to the Japanese in tattooing at that time. So, and the Japanese, it was even back in the day, it was even illegal for them to get tattoos. So yeah. Anyways, I dug all that too about the Japanese culture, and I ended up getting one in Japan, in Okinawa, Japan. I got a tattoo on my right arm, from my shoulder all the way around my arm, in my armpit, down to my elbow. Well, just above my elbow, so I wouldn't get in trouble having it in uniform. And yeah, that was me. Oh, and somewhere in there I got my tongue pierced, which, bad idea. That's how I ended up destroying the left side of my jaw. Well, and also with the same altercation where I got stabbed, I got pretty jacked up too. So, anyways, but yeah, it didn't help much. And that didn't hurt at all. What hurt was waiting for it to heal, and literally trying to learn how to talk with a barbara on their tongue. And the reason why the first one is so long, so it makes it difficult, is because your tongue swells up so much. If it was any shorter, it would pull the dang metal down into your skin. No shit. And there's a couple spots in there that can paralyze your tongue for the rest of your life. Yeah. And I knew all this too before I did it. Are you kidding me? And I got it done by this meth head, dude. And Jimmy's Tattoo on California. Sorry. I'm not promoting him. I'm not, because I've also had guys come out of there with amazing tattoos. So I don't know if he's still around, but like anything else, he's an amazing artist when he's not high. So, and I knew long periods of time where he wasn't high, and he did really good work out of there. And but hey, not one to judge, just remembered how funny it was. But so yeah, and the funny thing also is I got all these tattoos in all these different places through my journey through right and wrong. Well, yeah, the journey through life, and I don't regret any of them, because it's kind of a story of my life, short, very edited story of my life, and they all came at meaningful times to me. So I don't think I'll ever get any more, but sometimes I would like to complete some of them. And but the stars have to align, and somebody doesn't have to need something more for me to get a tattoo. So I probably won't ever get one again because it's not that important to me anymore. Or was it back then? Because I shouldn't have been able to pay for the ones that I have, and I saved and scrimped a lot to have them. So, and maybe I spent some money that I could have spent on my kids. So, but it's a reminder that, hey, put everything else first before you put you, because everything else is what completes me. And I had an amazing day today with my wife at the Bridal Expo, and it's great to see her so happy all the time and not sick. And I thank God every day for helping me figure out how to figure out what was wrong with her. And not completely, but I figured out what works and doesn't work for controlling her seizures. And I know she still knows she loves me, so she's got to have some sort of memory, because she forgets other stuff that is way more important than loving me. Anyways, yeah. May God bless you all, world. Take love and understanding and beauty and everything that is God's gifts, and just try to do better. May God bless you all. One love, one race, under Him. Good night, world.